been away for a few days and I've returned to a different garden. There are still some leaves on the tree, but look at the ground. We've got autumn leaves. So what I'm going to do is walk around the garden and make some comments on what I see as we walk around. Hear the sound of my feet moving the leaves as I walk. Wow, look up at the sun. Wow, what a morning. Still, it's quiet. Pause at the swing hanging from the tree. I look forward to next summer when it will be in use again. The oak tree, which was golden last week, is starting to lose its leaves. But not all of them. Look up there. And the sun shining through the leaves. As I walk, you'll hear the crunch of the oak leaves and the crunch of the acorns. There's a massive crop of acorns this year. The orchard to the right. And through my tiny little wood, the copse. The arch fell down in a storm last month, so we're currently in the middle of rebuilding something. I'll let you know how that goes. And the orchard, which may be a single tent campsite next year. One tent. We have the tent. It's just finding the time to make the necessary facilities. I'm going to be very brave now and wander off the main track, although I've got the wrong shoes on because I see something interesting. Ah, thought it was berries. And it is. Have a look at that. Crabapples. The tiniest, sweetest little crabapples that you could imagine in the orchard. I can't remember the variety, but there is still a label. Première Perpétue Everest. We clearly bought Everest, so it would survive the frost that you can get in this type. Oh wow, look at that. Crabapple jelly. Picnic area. It doesn't seem long since we made a video of first spring picnic. I do miss the spring, but I'm trying very hard this year to embrace the fall, to embrace the autumn. In this garden today, in the woods, fall seems the appropriate title. I'm going to put the camera down so you can see the fall of leaves from the apple tree. On this beautiful, still autumn day. And one of the reasons that I've walked up the garden this morning is our neighbour who was looking after Sybil while we were away over the weekend found the apples I'd left out and said how tasty they were and how lovely. And with being away in England 2 weeks ago and then away over the weekend, I'd quite forgotten that we have a crop of apples to pick. If I look up at the tree, there are still some in the tree, but not many. Most are windfall on the ground. I move the camera so that you can spot them. How many apples can you spot? That one's fine. So I came up earlier and gathered apples that weren't too bruised. And I'm cross with myself, very cross, that this didn't happen 2 weeks ago, that we weren't here. This absolutely bumper crop of apples. Being very careful where I walk because the ground is absolutely covered in apples. And you can see next to my studio door, I've already put a pile that I gathered earlier. I'm going to add these to it and wash them and give them to our neighbour as a gift, along with seeing what I can make with them myself. My favourite place. My place where I come to write and to work. I can't use it for video conferencing, but I can use it to sit and work. I can't open it today. Perhaps another day we'll have a look at the studio. So I'm continuing a walk through the woods. And what a beautiful day. Some obelisks that Nigel made for climbing roses. Before we realised the forest didn't need climbing roses, the forest has its own beauty. So we gradually moved all the roses to another part of the garden. In the winter, when it rains, there's often a stream that runs down this part of the garden in the hedge. Here's another apple tree and an oak tree. So the apple tree has lost most of its leaves and no apples on this tree. So a bumper crop of apples on the tree that I've already shown you, but no apples this year here, not one. Now 2 years ago, There's absolutely a bumper crop on this tree. I never really understand nature here. Listen to the footfall under the lime trees and out to the fields. And the hills in the distance. You may be able to hear the cranes migrating. They're not directly over the house, but if I stop talking, I can hear cranes. Perhaps they're too far away. And turning back to the house. See the leaves. Earlier today I found a huge toadstool, a mushroom or a toadstool. See if I can see it again. Should have put a marker on it really. Ah, here we are. And if I pause here, there's the most gorgeous fragrance, a scent. Whoa, from the viburnum. And little bees busy at work. Let's watch them for a second or two. There's one busy at work. Flowering in November, what a wonderful gift. We're pretty much out of the wood now. So I'll say goodbye. And if you like watching this video, then I could do another walk and you can see how the seasonal changes are happening here in the garden. Ah, I said goodbye, but I've spotted a flower. So here we are. A violet. Flowering in November. There's my shadow. I always try not to film with my shadow. There are some daisies around, but I can't see them here. So I shall leave it there and say au revoir, à bientôt. Thanks for watching.